Salve Discipoli, and welcome to week 5 of our distance learning extravaganza. So if you've been routed to this video, you are probably a member of the 4th grade Latin class. And just note that week 5, that's from the dates Monday, April 20th to Friday, April 24th. Okay, and just to kind of give you a heads up of what you need to be doing this week to get credit for Latin, you're going to watch this video. Okay, you're going to fill out the week 5 work packet, okay, which you can find attached to the weekly email and on the Latin website. Okay, so download it, print it out, and fill it out as we go through the video today. Okay, then you have to take pictures and submit the week 5 work packet. Okay, you have to submit that to get a grade for it. I need to see that you've completed it. Okay, otherwise you can't get credit for it. All right. And finally, you're going to have to take and submit a Chapter 9 Open Notes quiz, okay? So those are the 4 things that you need to do this week. And also as a reminder, okay, you have your April flashcard calendar due at the end of April, okay? And that's just 100 minutes total. All right, so definitely get that done as soon as you can. But without further ado, let's move on. The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to review the Open Notes quiz test thing that we had just before we left for Easter break. Okay? Speaking of Easter break, I hope you guys had the chance to relax a little bit and have some downtime, enjoy family time, and I hope you guys had a really awesome Easter. Okay, so anyway, moving on. We're going to do it a little differently this week. I'm just going to go through the quiz here rather than do it on the computer because I can draw on here and you can see stuff. Okay, so number 1, define uo, uare, uawi, uatum. Okay, and that is to help. Okay. Laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatum is to praise. Okay. Lavo, lavare, lavavi, lavatum is to wash. Okay. Nuntio, nuntiare, nuntiavi, nuntiatum is to announce. Marito, maritare, maritavi, maritatum is to marry. Okay, and I know that this is a verb. Pay attention here because there are 4 principal parts. Okay, verbs have those. Verbs have 4 principal parts. Okay, which is different from maritos, mariti, masculine. Okay, this is a noun. It's a noun because we have 2 forms here and then they give you the gender. Okay, and that means husband. Okay, next. Marita, that's a typo. It's marita, silly goose. Marita, maritai, feminine. Okay, again, like the word before. Okay, you've got 2 parts, and the gender, that's a noun. All right, and this one means wife, it's feminine. Okay. Number 8, maritos, marita, maritum. Okay, now this word has 3 parts to it. Okay, that's an adjective. Okay, because remember, adjectives have to change themselves. They have to change their outfit so that they can match with the noun, because the nouns are super stubborn and they don't want to change. All right, so this means married. I don't know why this chapter liked the marriage stuff so much. It's kind of weird. Anyway, number 9, nuntius nuntii. Okay, that is a messenger. Okay, populus populi is people. Okay, that's where we get the word population from. Okay, you see how that sort of looks like these words here. All right, that's a derivative, population. Okay. Puer, pueri is a boy. Puella, puella is a girl. Filios, filii is a son. Filia, filii is a daughter. Okay, you see how they have different endings? Okay, guys, you need to be careful and you must pay attention to your endings because they're going to save you. Okay, number 15. Same thing here. Pay attention to your endings. Germanos, Germani versus Germana, Germanae. Okay, so Germanos, Germani, it's masculine. That's got to be brother. Okay, whereas Germana, Germanae, that's feminine, and that has to mean sister. Okay, there are other words for brother and sister in Latin, but these are pretty common ones too. All right, same thing here. Amicus, amici is masculine. Amica, amicae, sorry, I don't know why I said that like that. That was weird. Amica, amicae is feminine. Okay, so they're just similar forms of the word, but they have different meanings. So amicus is specifically a male friend, whereas an amica is a female friend. Okay, you see how these words are like gender specific? Okay, 19. Ancilla, ancillae, that's a maidservant. All right, now, ego. I. Okay, mei is of me. Mihi, to or for me. May. Okay, now remember when there says that there's two options, be sure to pick two options, guys. Read these quizzes carefully, especially if they are open notes. Okay? It is a gift, and I'm trying to give you a gift. All right, I'm trying to help you here. Okay, so may could be me or by, with, from me. Okay? 24 is nos. That could be we. It can also be us. Okay, next. Oops, in a second. Okay. Nostri is of us. Okay, and nobis is to or for us. Or by, with, from us. Okay? Now, number 27. You guys did pretty well on these, so that's awesome. But we're going to go over them anyway. All right, fill in the blanks with the correct choice. Each choice will only be used once. Okay, possession is indicated by the blank case. All right, that's genitive. Okay, possession is indicated by the genitive case. I'm sorry, I won't cross those out so you can see what we're doing here. So we'll just check them. Okay, the key word for translating the genitive, sorry for that typo there, is of. We cannot rely on blank blank to help us read. That's why we need our blank. Okay, we can't rely on word order to help us read. That's why we need our endings. Okay, direct objects are in the blank case. Direct object is accusative. Subject nouns and predicate nominatives, all right, the answer is in the question, are in the nominative case. Okay, and it's pretty much always right to translate the Latin genitive with the blank of, even if it sounds a little old-fashioned. Okay, of is a preposition. Exercitus Traiani is the army of Trajan. Okay, notice that little of there. And in Latin, we have case to indicate the noun's job. Okay, the word's function in the sentence, how it's doing stuff. Okay, and 28. Fill in the blanks with the correct choice. Each choice will be only used once. Okay, referring to someone who is neither the speaker nor the listener. Okay, that's third person, right? I'm number 1. 2 is you. 3 is he, she, or it. Okay, that's somebody else, like that guy over there. Okay, referring to myself or a group that I am in is first person. Okay, I'm number 1. Remember that. In Latin, there are words that also have person, and those are called personal pronouns. Person refers to the blank with the speaker. Relationship. Referring to someone I am talking to. To is you. Okay? Remember, blank, blank have blank. Personal pronouns have person. And a pronoun is a word that can be used in the blank of a blank. Okay, it's in the place of a noun. All right. So those were the answers for the last quiz we took before we went on Easter break. Okay, and if you have any questions about it, you can always just drop me a line, email me, whatever. Okay. But anyway, without further ado, we are going to move on with our lesson. So you're going to need your week 5 work packet. It's a mouthful, I'm sorry. And you're going to pause this video now. Okay, let's read the directions together. Please pause the video and fill in the speed test charts below. Once you've filled in all you can remember, press play and we'll go over it together. So pause the video now. Please fill in these 2 charts, both your noun chart and your verb chart. Okay, fill them in. You don't have to write the translations. I just want you to write the endings, okay? So go ahead and do that, and then we'll press play and resume. And welcome back. Thank you. So the answers are here. If you'd like to pause the screen for a moment, pause the video, check your answers against mine, okay? And then when you're ready, hit play, and we'll just do our Latin chants together. Okay, because we haven't done them in 2 weeks. So here we go. And a 5, 6, 7, and A, E, A, E, A, M. A, E, A, R, U, M. I, S, A, S, I, S, 2. Now the first declension's through. Now we're on to number 2. U, S, I, O, U, M. O, I, O, R, U, M. I, S, O, S. And I, S, 2. U, M, I, O, U, M. O, A, O, R, U, M. O, I, U, M. I, S, A, I, S. That's the neuter second declension. Wah, wah. Okay, and we've got our verb chant. Okay. O-S-T, M-U-S-T-I-S-N-T. O or M means I. S means you. T means he, she, or it. Mus means we. Tis means y'all. Nt means they. Okay. Bamba spot, bamba spot is bunt. Bamba spot, bamba spot is bunt. Bo bis bit, bimis bit is bunt. Bo bis bit, bimis bit is bunt. Olay! Okay, so those are our speed test answers. So make sure you have these written down and make sure you know which ones you need to study, to memorize, because this is not going to go away. Now, for the part C, Chapter 9 vocabulary, I'd like you to fill in the blanks, okay? And then what I'd like you to do is go through and you're going to color code this stuff. Okay, so you're going to make sure that your verbs are green. I'm just going to do it really quick. Actually, I'll do it as we go. So, silly goose, Magistra, what are you doing? All right. Number 1. Please repeat the Latin out loud after me, okay? And you guys kind of know the drill by now. I'm going to say the words out loud, and then I'm going to pause. I'm going to leave space for you to repeat them out loud. You guys need to be practicing your Latin out loud, even though we're not meeting in person, okay? That's super important. Trust me on this one. Okay, number 1. Adiuo, adiuare, adiui, adiutum. One more time. Adiuo, adiuare, adiui, adiutum. Okay, and that means to help or aid. So make sure you're filling in your blanks as you go. And if you want to color code along with me during this time, you can also do that. All right, please color code your vocabulary. Okay. Number 2, please repeat after me. Adopto, adoptare, adoptavi, adoptatum. One more time. Adopto, adoptare, adoptavi, adoptatum. Okay, and that just means to select or to adopt. Okay, it can mean 2 things. All right. Number 3, please repeat after me. Amoeo, amoere, amoi, amotum. Okay, one more time. Amoeo, amoere, amoi, amotum. All right, and that means to move away. Okay, we're going to talk about this verb again. All right, it's going to come up again. Same thing with verb number 4 and verb, yes, okay. All right, number 4, please repeat after me. Awoko, awokare, awokawi, awokatum. One more time. Awoko, awokare, awokawi, awokatum. Good. And that means to call away. Okay, now, the next verb we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to just show you a quick little thing in here that's kind of cool, and if you like language, this is a super cool thing to check out. All right, number 5, please repeat after me. Moeo, moere, moi, motum. One more time. Moeo, moere, moi, motum. Good. Okay, now I'm going to point something out to you. Check it out. All right, so moeo, moere, the one, number 5, okay, it means to move. Now let's check this out. In Latin, Romans like to use something called compound verbs. All right, and they're not what you would think. I think in grammar, English grammar, that means something else. Okay, but here, let's take moeo, for example. Okay, and this means to move. All right, now in Latin, Romans like to do this. They like to take a preposition of some kind, smack it onto the front of a verb, and you've got a whole another word. Yes, it's related, but it also kind of has a slightly different meaning. So in Latin means by, from, or away from. Okay, so if you add these 2 things together, your preposition, plus moeo, all right, you get amoeo, which means, number 3, to move away. Okay, that's called a compound verb. All right, another example of that compound verb, stuffy stuff, can be found in this verb here. Okay, now you've seen this one before. woko, wokare. Okay, woko by itself simply just means to call. Okay, but the Romans love to use their prepositions, so they're just going to slap one on the front. And remember, this means by, okay, from, or away from. So if you put these two together, you've got awoko, which means to call away. All right, isn't that kind of cool? The Romans kind of really use their compound verbs and. That means that there's less for you to memorize. So if you separately know prepositions in Latin and then you just know verbs, you can apply those, okay? And you'll see them more frequently, okay? Romans do use compound verbs quite a lot. So that's a cool thing, just as a side note for you to kind of see. All right, let's continue. Number 6, please repeat after me. Flo, flare, flavi, flatum. One more time. Flo, flare, flavi, flatum. Okay, and that means to blow. Those of you who had Latin last year might remember that verb. Okay. Next, number 7, please repeat after me. Do, dare, dedi, datum. One more time. Do, dare, dedi, datum. Okay? And that means to give. All right, next. Excuse me. Please repeat after me. Habito, habitare, habitavi, habitatum. One more time. Habito, habitare, habitavi, habitatum. Good. Okay, and that means to live. All right, this is where we get our word habitat. Okay. A common error that people make is the difference between this. Habeo, habere, which means to have, hold, and excuse me, that was not correct. Habito, habitare, which means to live or dwell. Okay, so you see how they're kind of different, like habeo, habere, and habito, habitare. Okay, remembering habitat can help you remember the difference. All right, if there's no T in it, okay, not the drink, like not tea that you drink, but if there's no T letter in the word, like habeo, habere doesn't have a T in it, it's not to live or to dwell. Okay. Next, please repeat after me. Ambulo, ambulare, ambulavi, ambulatum. One more time. Ambulo, ambulare, ambulavi, ambulatum. Good. And that means to walk. Okay, next. Mando, mandare, mandavi, mandatum. And that means to entrust. Okay, when you entrust somebody with something, you're kind of like handing it over to them in good faith that they're going to do the right thing with it. Okay, so that's what that means. Now, we're going to move on to our masculine nouns. Okay, remember masculine nouns are blue. All right, so please repeat after me. Remus, remi, masculine. One more time. Remus, remi, masculine. And that means or. Okay, next. Please repeat. Sakulos, sakuli, masculine. One more time. Sakulos, sakuli, masculine. And that's a little bag. Okay, small bag. All right, next. Please repeat. Tumulus, tumuli, masculine. One more time. Tumulus, tumuli, masculine. Okay, and that means a hill or a mound. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but way back earlier on in the year, I got on this, I forget why we were talking about it, but the word tumulus, okay, it refers to, or can refer to, a type of tomb that was sometimes used in the ancient world, okay, and it was pretty much just like a mound, but I don't know if anybody remembers that. I showed you like the inside with all the bricks and how they kind of use the weight of each other to hold themselves. Anyway, that's for another time. But in case you remembered that, here we're seeing the word finally. Okay, please repeat after me. Gladius, gladii, masculine. One more time. Gladius, gladii, masculine. And that's a sword. Okay. All right. Oh, and a cool thing here, all right, about this particular word, gladius. All right. In Latin, if you have a word that ends in or, all right, that's somebody who uses that thing or wields that thing. So a gladius is a sword. A gladiator, I can't spell, gladiator, right? That's somebody who wields a sword. Okay. Language is weird. They do some strange stuff. Okay. But it usually makes sense. Alrighty. Now, we're going to do our one feminine noun for this chapter. Please repeat. Pugna, pugnai, feminine. Okay, one more time. Pugna, pugnai, feminine. All right, and that's a fight. All right, and finally, let's skedaddle on through our neuter yellow nouns. Okay, here we go. Please repeat after me. Bellum, belli, neuter. Okay, and that's war. Next, proilium, proilii, neuter. All right, something told me that you guys are going to need one more time for this one. Please repeat. Proilium, proilii, neuter. All right, and that's a battle. And finally, we've got arma, armorum, neuter. Okay, now just as a quick side note, number 18, arma, armorum, this is a word that only exists in the plural. Okay, don't ask me why. There are some words like that. Another example is the word for children, right? That's the word that only exists in the plural. Another example is the word for military camp, only exists in the plural. I don't know why. And I don't think anybody really knows why. It's kind of strange. So anyway, this is your new vocabulary. Study it, add it to your, if you make your own flashcards, you can do that. If you use Quizlet, study there. But now we've kind of introduced these Chapter 9 vocabulary words, and you need to start acquiring them. Okay, so start studying them, if you please. All right. Now, let's go over our chant stuff. Okay, please write these. Pause this video if you can, and write in the blanks. Okay, make sure you put the translations as well. Okay, that's important. All right. But when you're ready, hit play, and we can sing the chants together. All right. So here we go. Remember, we just go all the way down, and then we go all the way down again, like that. Okay? You'll remember. Ego me, I me, tu, I, tibi, te, Nos, nostri, nobis, nos, nobis. Vos, vestri, vobis, vos, vobis. Okay, let's do that one more time together, please. And a 5, 6, 7, and ego me, mihi, me. Tu, tibi, te. Nos, nostri, nobis, nos, nobis. Vos, vestri, vobis, vos, vobis. Okay. So those are our, excuse me, first person personal pronouns and our second person personal pronouns. Okay, and just as a quick review, our third person personal pronouns were the is, ea, id stuff. Okay, so now we know all three persons in terms of personal pronoun. Okay, so if you didn't get the chance to write this down, please make sure that you go and fill in your charts now. All right, so do that, and then we'll resume the video, please. Okay, so now is the part where we're going to do some grammar notes together. I'm going to do this similarly to the last lesson that we did, where, let's use this color. I'm going to read this text out loud to you, and then we're going to answer some grammar questions to follow up. My goodness, excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay. Other uses of the genitive. All right, so this is to continue from chapter 8 where we talked about one use of the genitive. All right, there are other uses, but pretty much this is going to be simple. All right, the simple takeaway from this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Last week, we learned about how genitives can be used to show possession. For example, ludus pueri would mean the boy's school, or the school of the boy. Now I'm going to stop you right here. Okay. Out of these two ways, the boy's school, or the school of the boy, okay, I would prefer it if you translated it this way. Okay, don't try to use the apostrophe S, okay? That's going to just confuse you. All right, trust me on this one. All right, let's continue. Aside from possessives, there are all sorts of other uses for the Latin genitive case, but they aren't too hard to translate if you just remember to translate them with the preposition of. Okay, for example, there's something called the partitive genitive, which is used to show that something is a part of a whole. Another common use is the genitive of origin. That's used to describe where someone is from originally. This is perhaps the most basic meaning of the genitive. In fact, it's where the case gets its name. It comes from the Latin term genitus, which means begotten. Okay, and it's also related to gens, which is the Latin word for clan or a tribe. Okay, so it has to do with, being related. Now, the genitive can also be used to show a genitive of material. That would show what something is made from. Just remember that the genitive case is the of case, and translate it with the preposition of, and you'll be fine. Here are some more examples of the use of the genitive. All right, so let's go through these examples real quick. These examples are pretty much just going to illustrate everything we just read in this passage. Okay, so if you didn't really understand the passage, that's okay. You will by the end of this lesson because we'll be looking at more examples. Okay, number 1. Please repeat the Latin after me, everybody. Johannes Gaunti. Okay, and that means John of Gaunt. Okay, that's a genitive of origin. It's John pretty much saying where he came from. Okay, so for example, I would say, I'm Magistra Slade of Long Island, right? Or you might say, wherever you hail from. Okay, that's kind of what they're getting at here. All right. Number 2, please repeat the Latin after me. Sagitta faretrai. Okay, and that means the arrow of the quiver. Okay, that's a partitive genitive. All right, another cool example of a partitive genitive would be the slice. I'll write it down because this one, I always talk about food. I love food so much. The slice of pizza. Okay, think of it this way. The partitive genitive, right? You've got the whole pizza, but the pizza is broken up into slices. Okay, so a slice of the pizza, let's make it have pepperoni, because pizza's awesome with cheese and stuff. I'm getting kind of hungry. Okay. All right, so it's a part of a whole. It's like you can think of it as like a fraction. So the arrow of a quiver, right? And pretty much what that means is like there's an arrow, like there's a bunch of arrows in you know, like the elfin people who have the thing on their back and they just, this is hard to explain without miming at you. Okay, never mind, we're going to move on. Okay, just forget the arrow of the quiver, just think slice of pizza. Okay, partitive genitive, slice of pizza. Okay. And number 3, please repeat the Latin after me. Talentum auri. Okay, and that's a talent of gold. Now, it ought to be mentioned here that a talent, okay, it's not like a talent like, oh yes, I can play the nose flute while jumping up and down and patting my head at the same time. No, it's not like that. Okay, a talent is pretty much a measurement of, it's like a type of money, okay? So a talent of gold, all right, it tells you what that talent is made of. It's made of gold. Okay, another example of a genitive of material might be the robe of silk. Okay, it's telling you that that robe is made of silk. Okay, or this nice little sweater of tears. I knitted you a sweater with my tears. Just kidding, that makes no sense. But you get the idea, okay? It's whatever something is made out of. All right, so those are 3 further examples of the use of the genitive case. And now we are going to go through the questions. Okay, I've pulled these definitions straight from the text that we just read together. All right, but please make sure that you write in the correct answers. Okay, so write the 4 below, write the 4 different uses of the genitive. Okay, so the genitive of possession, that we know already. All right, it's a genitive that indicates possession. Okay, something is owned by somebody. Okay, it's somebody's whatever. Okay, like Magistra's pen, like the pen of Magistra, or the phone of Mrs. Furness, or the warrior helmet of Mrs. Easton, right? That sort of thing. Okay, it belongs to somebody. The partitive genitive, okay, is used to show something that is part of a whole. Okay, so again, like the slice of pizza example. Okay, it's part of a whole. Pie, it's just a slice of it though. Okay, like a piece of cheese. Okay, you're taking the piece out of the block of cheese. Okay, but it was once part of that whole piece of cheese. No longer is it anymore. Okay, or one of the flock, right? You know, you've got a bunch of sheep, and that's a whole, but then you've got like one of them, you know, kind of part of a whole, right? Okay, collective, yeah, cool. Next, genitive of origin, used to describe where somebody is from originally. Okay. So I am Elsa of Iceland, right? She's probably somewhere from around there. Or, you know, you get the idea. Okay, finally, genitive of material, used to show what something is made from. Okay. The raindrops of gold. Ooh. Okay, it's telling you that the raindrops are made of gold, right? Wouldn't that be weird? Or the trail of flowers. Isn't that not nice and lovely, right? The trail is made of flowers. It's the genitive of material. The sword of iron. Okay, it's an iron sword. It's made with iron. Okay, and finally, the keyword for the genitive, big takeaway here, is the preposition of. Okay, this is the super big takeaway. If you translate any genitive that you see pretty much with of, you'll be fine, okay? And that's going to give you an easier time of it. So usually if you see a genitive case, okay, make sure you're translating it with of. Make sure you do that, okay? That's going to help you out. Alrighty. Now, we're going to move on, and we're going to do some grammar practice together. Okay, but if you'd like, actually, I would like you to do this. Please pause the video now. See if you can match up the correct type of genitive with the example. Okay, so I'll give you a minute. You pause the video, do that. When you're ready, come back and we'll check the answers together. Okay. And welcome back. So let's go over these answers. And let's stop using this green because we don't like it. Okay, number 1. The sword of David. Okay, well, it's not, it can't be, the sword is not made of David's. That would be weird. So it's not genitive of material. Okay. Is the sword from the land of David? No, that doesn't make sense. Okay. What about, is the sword part of a whole? Not really. What would make sense is that David is the owner of the sword. Okay, so the sword of David, that's genitive of possession. Okay? So we've knocked that one out of the park here. All right, number 2, the door of the house. Okay, so let's go through this systematically. Is the door made of house? That's weird. Is the door from the land of house? No. Is the door part of the house? Yes. Okay, that's a partitive genitive. Okay, so we've taken care of that one. All right, next, number 3, Cicero of Rome. Okay, now remember, Cicero was a historical figure, politician, politician, orator, writer, kind of a pain in the neck, annoyed a lot of people, and he was killed for it, but that's another story for another time. Excuse me. Okay, so Cicero of Rome. Is Cicero made of Rome? Is he from Rome, though? Yeah. Okay, and that leaves the sword of silver. Is the sword made of silver? Yeah. Okay, so you see how we kind of narrowed that down to the different types of genitives that there are? It's kind of like a thinking about what you're actually translating, okay? And that's why it's important that you guys have your thinking caps on. You can't just like blindly translate. You have to think about what you're doing, okay? All right. And last part of the practice. I've already given you an example. Okay, so remember from before spring break. Okay, we can't always rely on word order to help us translate Latin, but sometimes we can. Okay, usually they'll give you the noun, okay, and then the genitive follows after that. Okay, and that's the pattern we see. So here, populus Romae, the people of Rome. Okay, and the people, are they from Rome? Yes. So that's a genitive of origin. All right, so let's go through these and translate them together. Okay. remember the noun comes first. So Marcus. Britanniae. Okay, Marcus of, because this is genitive, so we're going to translate it with of Britain. Okay. What kind of genitive is that? That's a genitive of origin. I'm going to abbreviate here. Actually, let's write the abbreviations down. Okay, so genitive of origin, there's genitive of material, genitive of possession, and partitive genitive. Okay? Next, the sakulos marki. Right? Remember, sakulos is a new vocabulary word. Okay, so the little bag marki of Marcus. Okay, now let's think about this. Is the little bag from the land of Marcus? No, so it's not a genitive of origin. Is the little bag made of Marcus? No, so it's not a genitive of material. Is the little bag belonging to Marcus? Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to say that this is a genitive of possession. All right, next. The lingua of the Flamai. The language, or, oh no, okay. Ooh, Maggie Straw almost made a mistake. Okay, lingua can mean language, but it can also mean tongue. Okay. So the tongue, like it wouldn't say if I said, it would make sense if I said the language of the flame, right? That's weird. But the tongue of the flame, okay, that's English, in English, I guess, idiom, maybe not an idiom, just it's like a weird English thing that we say, like the tongue of the flame, like the flames licked the side of the house. It's a personification. Okay, so the tongue of the flame. Now let's think about this. Which kind of genitive is this? Is it saying that the tongue is from the land of flame? No, so it's not genitive of origin. Is it saying that the tongue is made of flames? Maybe. It sounds reasonable. But let's go through the rest of our options here. Is it saying that the tongue belongs to the flame? I guess that's still kind of weird. Okay, well, what about the partitive genitive? Is the tongue part of the whole entire flame that's engulfing whatever it is? I think so. I think that one makes the most sense. Partitive genitive. Okay, because it's part of the whole flame. All right, it's just a little piece of it. Small piece of the whole thing. All right, let's do the next. Vinum of the Italiae. Okay, the wine of Italy. Okay, now let's think about this. Let's go through our genitives here. Okay, the wine of Italy. Is it saying that the wine is Italian? Yep. Yes, it is. That one's easy. Okay, so that's the genitive of origin. It's telling you where the wine is coming from. It's from Italy. Okay, it's Italian wine, right? If I were to say the wine of Long Island, right? Same thing. Or the flowers of Hawaii, right? They're Hawaiian flowers. Okay. Anyway, the Janua of the ferry. Okay, so the Janua is the door. ferry. It's genitive, so we got to translate it of. And ferry means iron. Okay, the door of iron. So let's go through our different types of genitives now. Is it saying that the door comes from the land of iron? No, that's kind of weird. Is it saying that the door is made of iron? Yeah, that seems like a pretty logical bet. All right, so that's a genitive of material. It's saying it's made of the material iron. Okay, 3 more. Hang in there, we're almost done. All right, mensa of the kasai. Okay, so a mensa is the table. Kasai, it's genitive, so we got to translate it with of. The casa, the house. All right, now let's think about this. Is it saying that the table comes from the land of house? No. Is it saying that the table is made up of house? No. Is it saying that the table belongs to the house? Not in the same way that, a book might belong to you. So that's a little weird. But is the table a part of the house? I'd think that's a partitive genitive. Okay, 2 more. The lingua of the populi. Okay, now here, let me ask you a question. Lingua can mean tongue or language. So what would make more sense? Would it make more sense if I said the tongue of the people or the language of the people? It would make more sense if I said the language. So the language of the people. Okay, now let's think about it. Is it saying that the language is from the land of people? No, it's kind of weird. Is it saying that the language is made up of people? Nope, so it's not genitive of material. Is it saying that the language belongs to the people? Could be. It could be. Is it saying that the language is part of the people? That still sounds kind of funky. I think this would be a genitive of possession here. Okay, it's telling you that the people use or own that language. Okay, that's their language, the language of them. Okay, last one. The tumulus of the terrae. So remember, tumulus is a new word. Okay, so we'll say the mound. Terrae, it's genitive, so we got to translate it as of. And terra is earth, the mound of earth. Okay, so let's go through and think about this. Is it saying that the mound is from the land of earth? No. So it's not genitive of origin. Is it saying that the mound is made up of earth? Yes. Okay, so it could be genitive of material. Okay, but let's think about this also. Does the mound belong to the earth? Not really, so it's not genitive of possession. But what about this? Is the mound part of the earth? Arguably, maybe. Okay, so this could arguably be, the partitive genitive, all right? The mound is part of the whole earth. Okay, it's a piece of it. All right, so that was kind of just to show you that sometimes it's not always very clear which genitive it is, and that's why I'm telling you, when you translate genitives, just go with of, okay, and you won't go wrong, okay? That's a foolproof way to translate your genitives, okay, at least at this stage. All right? So that is it for the grammar lesson. I hope you had some semblance of fun. This is what you need to do for me this week. Okay, just as a reminder, we just watched the YouTube video and you just filled out your week 5 work packet. Okay, so what you need to do now, you need to take pictures and submit the week 5 work packet to me. Okay, and you can do that by emailing it to me. All right. And you're also going to need to take and submit the Chapter 9 Open Notes quiz. Okay? So do those 2 things, and you'll be good for week 5 of this distance learning, okay? And this is all going to be due by Friday, April 24th. And just as a friendly reminder, okay, you have your April flashcard calendars that you should also be working on. Okay, remember it's 100 minutes this month, so please continue to study. I will be collecting them at the end of, oh, look at that, Friday, May 1st. That's next Friday. Okay, so you have 2 weeks to get your flashcard calendars up to snuff. Alrighty, so I hope you guys are doing well, and until next week, I will see you later.